Hello, welcome back to Franchise Hockey Manager 9. Now officially we're more episodes than 8. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Yeah, it's been a while in the game since we were last here. We have moved on to the 31st of December 2022. When last we left, it was back in October. Yeah, it's been a bit of an interesting season, really. I've kind of saved a few little news stories here and there. Just as kind of the what has happened. So first of all, I did say I was going to do this quite a while ago. We decided to get rid of Mark Garside. He went over to the Panthers. We got £67,000 out of it. We then looked towards trying to use some of that money. So you can see here, Garside was a 33-year-old left defence. He was like 1 star. And then we tried to upgrade, and we got a 1.5, potentially 2-star, lot younger in Sam Jones. We then also went out to try and pick up a slightly better centre. So we spent 160 grand on a 32-year-old Mark Hammond. Darragh Congeli seems to be lighting up. Goals left, right and centre. He got player of the month. And then this happened. One of our better defenders went out for about 7 weeks, and that's kind of a theme for what has been kind of the first half of the season. What we did have as well, we were in the Champions Hockey League. We really didn't do too well, to be honest. We had the initial few games as I was finding my feet with the players that we had. Yeah, we went 1-3, and yeah, we didn't do too well at all. We got 5 points. We crashed straight out in the group stages. We didn't get into the conference, the standings, the tournament bit, that bit. This bit here you're looking at right now. We didn't get into that. So yeah, Conference League kind of, yeah, Champions League, sorry, didn't even go very well. There was also the Challenge Cup. Once again, didn't do too well in it. I think it potentially started before I joined, but we had 2 wins, 3 losses, and I think that's a penalty shootout. Yeah, lost a penalty shootout. So yeah, we didn't get out of the groups, and that was eventually won by the Guildford Flames, who, if I remember correctly, are not doing too well at the moment. No, I take that back. 36. That's better than I thought. Okay, back to news. So yeah, as you can see, we had Bomb come out, then Soy went out for 3 to 4 months. We then went out to go and pick up Eric Noren, 21-year-old, just literally trying to bolster the losses. We were dropping players left, right, and centre. We then shipped out Kieran Long. Again, he was one of the ones that we were looking to potentially get rid of, the age-wise. Now, this is an interesting one. I mentioned a while back we were looking to ship out Bobby Chamberlain. So you can see here, 10th of November, Bobby Chamberlain went off to, yeah, I'm never going to be able to pronounce that. We got £61,000 for him. However, if we go into their transaction log, you can then see they terminated his contract literally days afterwards. So literally 5 days after getting him and paying us £61,000, they terminated his contract. Looks like he's now picked up another job back in the Bristol Pitbulls, which is the division lower than we are. Yeah, we got £61,000 out of that. So yeah, I consider that a little bit of a win. Okay, back to the news. Where do we get to? Yeah, so as you can see here, the injury woes continued. Jelly went out. Goodwin went out. That's a bit of a recurring one with Goodwin. Eventually, TPS Turco won Champions Hockey League. This here is actually when I noticed about Bobby Chamberlain actually being a free agent. That's when I noticed that, yeah, that he'd been let go. And we can just see we had injuries after injuries. Ben Lake had gone off. We signed Aurelian Dawley, who then went off with a posterior crucial ligament injury just about a week after we signed him. Come back to that one. This one hurt. Peyton Jones, he was our starting goalie. Our 4-star starting goalie went off with a fractured shoulder blade in a game, and it was out for about 2 to 3 months. Is it 2 to 3 months? No, it's only 7 weeks. What am I talking about? Yeah, then Butcher went off, and Dory went off. Kobe McCory went off, Derek Angeli went off, and we were just literally losing players left, right, and centre. And even right now, if we just go to our roster screen and injuries, that is the Pitbulls. Don't really care about them. So yeah, you can still see we've got a few people out, and Butcher should hopefully be back from his latest injury tomorrow. So yeah, injury-wise, it's been rough. And what that has done, if we go to the EHL standings, we've been a little bit hit and miss. When we've been good, we have been good. And we went off, I think we started with like a nine sort of game winning streak. And then the injuries started rolling on, and we started getting losses and overtime losses. And I think we had like a 3 or 4 losing streak at one point. We had a couple of players come back. We started winning again. A few more injuries, started losing again. And at one point, we were literally romping away. We were top. But yeah, we are currently, if I just go to the league standings, we are currently top. But it is close. Our goal difference is massive. When we do well, we do well. Yeah, and we don't get many. We either have a big win or a big loss. But yeah, we're doing all right. We are doing okay. All right, let's move on, because there's been a lot of stuff happening. Let's go back to manager, back to news. Cool. Okay, so after that, we've had the Division 2A under-20 championships. We got 2 of our players that are in it right now. 4-0 win against Spain, 9-1 win against Romania, and a 6-5 win against Lithuania. Stuart gets a goal there. They both get assists. Literally nothing happened on that one. So yeah, it's just nice. Just good to see them doing well. Yeah, Balmer's on his way back. You can see these 2 injuries that we had there previously. I'll come back to that one. Goodwin has just gone out. And then we get the players of the year. Weirdly, given the fact if we go to is it milestones? Not milestones, is it? It's one of these somewhere. Stats. I think it's stats. It's not stats. This one. Yeah, I mean, we've got Gilbert as one of the highest point scorers. He's doing very well there. And Jelly is second in the assists. Yeah, Conway is there. Whistle, he was our backup goalie. Only came in really when Jones went out. He's literally the 3rd best goalie in our league at the moment. But yeah, when we get the year standing, I kind of thought, we'd be in there more. Apparently Driscoll is better than us. So I don't think so. He's not even in that list. He's not even in that list, and he's there. He's there. So yeah, bit of a weird one. So yes, that then brings us on to this. So yeah, there's going to be no match in today's episode, because we have got a decision to make. And this will probably also mean this is a slightly shorter episode than usual. We've got a job offer from the Prince Albert Raiders WHL team. So that's a shift over to America. The Western Hockey League. Oh, look at that. That's that. I think that's in relation to our division. They're also not scouted at all, so take that with a pinch of salt. But yeah, it's kind of the youth hockey league before the NHL, I believe. I think that's how that works. There is a way to tell somewhere, isn't there? Go. Not that one. Finances, staff. Is it just info? It's just info. But yeah, we got Pro Junior Hockey League. I don't care about that. But this is a potential job opening. When I started the series, what I did say is we were trying to aim towards realism. And would this be a job I would actually take? So I've had a look at what they're offering. So between sort of 18 and 20,000 pounds, which is working out to be about 30,000 Canadian dollars. So we could potentially move. We'd be looking around about 2,673 Canadian dollars a month. So we could quite easily get a 1-bedroom place in Canada quite easily. I mean, any of these would do. That one's don't have kettles in Canada, do they? They always boil it on. They boil it on the hob. I'd have to bring my kettle with me. But it's a nice place. I'm not entirely too sure about all the woodwork. Nice toilet. A couple of chests. That's not bad. That's not bad. So, yeah, we have a decision to make. Do we stick around? Do we see out the series? We're at... Go away, Raiders. We don't want them at the moment. Currently, we are at the top of the EIHL. We could potentially win it. I mean, that really does depend on this. And, are we still going to get players being injured all the time? And if we do get a series of injuries coming through, we could massively tank. Let me go back to the news for a second. We do have... Yeah, the last Owner Confidence one. This is when we were going for a spate of injuries, sort of early December. Yeah, going into the season, we expected a championship, but it looks like you are no longer the best bet to win one. Looking farther out, we should be a contender next year, but there is nothing to worry about. No one, replacing you is out of the question. So we should be good for next year. Honestly, can't remember what my contract was. Have I got a 1 year? No, I have a 2-year one, don't I? So I still have another year on the contract. But yeah, it's whether or not I want to see out the season here. Do I want to finish up with the Belfast Giants? Do I want to move? And that's a tough one. That is a really tough one. The foreigner limit is another thing that I've massively been struggling with over here. If we do search via the potential, we've got Conway. Scott Conway is by far the best British player that we have. And then Hammond is the other one that I picked up earlier. But the rest of that's our goalie there as well. But the majority of our good players are the foreigners, and we are constantly up against this cap. In fact, we'll do it now. If we just go into the free agent center, we literally just search for English players first of all. Hi, yeah. So this is future Adam. For some reason, the audio decided not to continue recording. It was one long continuous thing. No idea why it decided it didn't want to work. But yeah, basically what we were doing, we were just having a quick look around. I was checking over basically all of the I'm trying to think of the right term for it. The Great British teams. Looking at the free agency, just trying to work out, just try and show you guys just how bad the talent pool is. You just look at it and it was just the half stars just everywhere. So yeah, it was just trying to work out, when you look at the foreigner limit, you look at basically the dross that we had on our team, and with the injuries that we were getting to our decent foreigner players, we were just having to basically just fill them up with dross. We're just trying to... The idea behind the series to begin with was we wanted to try and weed out those, those half-star, 1-stars, and the really old ones. We were just trying to get rid of them, bring in some decent talent. But yeah, it was just a struggle. We had like 2 players on our cap limit, as you can see there at the moment. that foreign limit would potentially go up when our injured players came back. So we would have to potentially look at moving on some of the slightly weaker foreign players, which would potentially then mean that, you know, we'd have to replace those with more dross English people. So yeah, and as you can see there, we've got a few days left, but they would have to come back. So yeah, it is really a case of, you know, do we try and sit out the series? Do we try and get this done? You know, are we gonna do it, the Belfast Giants? Is that a thing? Can we do it? Or do we instead, do we jump ship? Do we move over to the Prince Albert Raiders? I mean, you'll see in a minute. In fact, you'll see it now. They're not doing well. They are really not doing well at all. 6-24 and 4th, 16 points. One of the lowest teams in the WHL at the moment, and that would probably understand why they're looking for a new GM coach. In fact, you'll see in a minute. I actually did look at. If I'm doing it now, you'll see we looked at the current coach, and he's way better than I am. His stats are. He's got some blues and some greens. He's all right. So, it would be a change. It's definitely going to be a different type of save. I mean, that one there, that's more managing the youngsters, getting them draft ready, whereas this one here is going to be, the Belfast Giants are going to be. We are UK based. We are just trying to get to the top of the division every year. So yeah, what I'm going to do, I am looking for comments basically. Let me know what you think we should do. Should we jump ship? Should we stay with the Giants? Should we win? Can we win? And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.